Hiya, welcome back. It's time for Wonder Words with Ngozi, the channel where I get to read lots of stories to you. This week's story is a dedication, and it's for Carl Radley's two little boys because apparently they really enjoy this story. So, Carl's boys, I do hope you're sitting comfortably, and everybody else. Have you guessed what the story is? The story you have got for this week is 5 Minutes Peace, and it's by Jill Murphy. The children were having breakfast. This was not a pleasant sight. Look at the state of the breakfast table. Mrs. Large took a tray from the cupboard. She set it with a teapot, a jug of milk, her favourite cup and saucer, a plate of marmalade toast and a leftover cake from yesterday. She stuffed the morning paper into her pocket and sneaked off towards the door. There she goes. "Where are you going with that tray, Mum?" asked Laura. "To the bathroom," said Mrs. Large. "Why?" asked the other two children. "Because I want 5 minutes peace from you lot," said Mrs. Large. "That's why." "Can we come?" asked Lester as they trailed up the stairs behind her. "No," said Mrs. Large, "you can't." "What shall we do then?" asked Laura. "You can play," said Mrs. Large, "downstairs by yourselves, and keep an eye on the baby." "I'm not a baby," muttered the little one. Mrs. Large ran a deep hot bath. She emptied half a bottle of bath foam into the water, plonked on her bath hat and got in. That looks so relaxing. She poured herself a cup of tea and lay back with her eyes closed. It was heaven. "Can I play you my tune?" asked Lester. Mrs. Large opened one eye. "Must you?" she asked. "I've been practicing," said Lester. "You told me to. Can I? Please, just for 1 minute." "Go on then," sighed Mrs. Large. So Lester played. He played Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star 3.5 times. Poor Mummy. In came Laura. "Can I read you a page from my reading book?" she asked. "No, Laura," said Mrs. Large. "Go on, all of you, downstairs." "You let Lester play his tune," said Laura. "I heard. You like him better than me. It's not fair." "Oh, don't be silly, Laura," said Mrs. Large. "Go on then, just 1 page." So Laura read. She read 4.5 pages of Little Red Riding Hood. Oh, poor Mummy. She's not getting her 5 minutes peace, is she? In came the little one with a trunk full of toys. "For you," he beamed, flinging all of them into the bathwater. "Thank you, dear," said Mrs. Large weakly. Poor Mrs. Large, she's not getting a break. "Can I see the cartoons in the paper?" asked Laura. "Can I have the cake?" said Lester. "Can I get in with you?" asked the little one. Mrs. Large groaned. Poor Mrs. Large. In the end, they all got in. The little one was in such a hurry that he forgot to take his pyjamas off. Mrs. Large got out. She dried herself, put on her dressing gown and headed for the door. "Where are you going now, Mum?" asked Laura. "To the kitchen, Mrs. Large." "Why?" asked Lester. "Because I want 5 minutes peace from you lot," said Mrs. Large. "That's why." And off she went downstairs, where she had 3 minutes and 45 seconds of peace before, you guessed it, they all came to join her. The end. Poor Mrs. Large. She didn't get a break at all. I wonder if some of you are like that with your grown-ups. Do you ever let them have just 5 minutes peace? It's really important for them. They really need it. I hope you enjoyed that story. Until next week, bye-bye.